Hi guys, right, sorry I haven't been about for a few days, but I'm sure you already know that I was in hospital and stuff like that, and had a pretty bad weekend, but now I'm back. As you can tell by the title of this video, there's been a bit of a disaster. Now, it's not really iTunes' fault. As a matter of fact, it's not iTunes' fault at all, but it's partly my fault and partly the fault of the app Farm Story. Now, I downloaded this game, Farm Story, which I'm sure a lot of you are aware of, but I wasn't too aware of the full ins and outs of this particular game. But I downloaded it for my kids because it looked like a child's game to me, and I thought, it'd be good for them to play about with it and what have you. And the kids love going on the iPad. So anyway, my youngest daughter was playing it on Monday and last night as well. And when I went to the bank today, I discovered that she had spent about £300 worth, about $600 worth of stuff via this game. Now, Amelia is 6, coming 7, and she was playing this game, and for those of you that aren't aware of it, it's a game where you got this little farm and you've got these little animals, and it's all like a child's game. It's all animation, that type of thing, and you can plant stuff and you can grow it and you can buy animals and what have you, and there's little buy signs down at the bottom. And so she's clicking all these things, buying and stuff like that. And obviously, it's all coming out of my account, which she is completely unaware of. The way we run things in our house is, I don't have any parental controls on my computer, on this Mac, because obviously this Mac is where all the iTunes stuff is done through, and the App Store as well. So my kids never go on iTunes, they never go on the App Store. They know, well, as a matter of fact, they don't really know anything about the iTunes Store. They just know that if they want a song and they come to me and they say, "Daddy, can I have this song?" I go, "Right, okay," put it on the computer, and the next thing is it's on their iPods. That's all they know. Or if I'm sitting down or something like that, and Jude will be sat beside me and he'll see a game as I'm scrolling through the apps, he'll go, "Dad, what's that?" And I'll buy it for him maybe and put it on the iPod Touch or the iPad or whatever. So as far as I'm concerned, I have no need to have parental controls on the iTunes Store because of that reason. My kids don't go on it, and same with the App Store. They don't go on the App Store to buy apps. They're too young for that yet. So Amelia sits down the other night, she's playing with this game, Farm Story, buying things away, and obviously I'm completely oblivious of this until today when I go to the bank and there's a little bit less money in there than what there should be, and I come back home and I lifted up my iPad to go online, to have a look at my account online, that type of thing. And as soon as I turned it on, I'd seen that there was a message from, it was kind of like an error message saying that something hadn't gone through properly. And I thought to myself, right, I've got a funny idea, I know where all this money's going. So I'm a little bit annoyed with myself, and I'm a little bit annoyed with Farm Story, because if you go into the Farm Story, if you go into the App Store and you have a look at Farm Story and you read what it says about Farm Story, it's like Farm Story includes free updates and free fruit and flowers, trees, buildings, decorations, animals, and the word free is dotted all over the place. And it's quite clear things are free, and it's a game. It says it's in the game section, and only down in the very, very bottom left hand corner does it say things like 24 gems $2.99, 105 gems $11.99, blah blah blah. But when I'm buying an app and stuff like that, I read the description, see what it's about, and sometimes I'll go down and I'll look at the customer reviews. So the customer reviews aren't really, they never really have been an influential part on me buying an app. If I read the description of an app and I like the look of it, and it seems to go, you know, do what I think it's going to do, then so be it. So I had no idea, obviously, that when the kids were on this, that they had complete access to my iTunes account. Maybe a little bit of naivety on my part, possibly so. But at the same time, I think maybe Farm Story, the company who do this, which is Team Lava, should hopefully admit a little bit of responsibility and meet me halfway or something like that. Now, obviously, I've sent an email off to iTunes because this money is only pending in my account. It hasn't actually come out just yet. I mean, a guy can't access the funds, but it will come out within the next couple of days. But I've sent an email off to iTunes, and hopefully iTunes will stop the payments and they'll be able to see, because, you know, I've been with iTunes now for what, 6-7 years, and, you know, all I've got to do is look through my account history to see that those types of payments are just non-existent. I mean, I buy the odd song and movies and stuff like that, but I mean, like on the on Monday the 12th, there was a payment of $31.94, then a couple of minutes later $41.98, then a couple of minutes later $29.99, then a couple of minutes later $29.99. So there's sporadic payments. And then on the 13th, there's like 5 payments for $29.99, 1 payment for £30.98, another payment for $14.98, and so it all amounts up, and it totals around about £300. So I do know that in terms of the iTunes terms of agreement and stuff like that, that they don't have to pay this back, because as soon as you click buy, the sale's done. You don't have to do it. And at the same time, I can't proclaim fraud, because it's not fraud. It was my daughter that done it. You know, I'm not going to send my daughter to jail. Not that she would do. She's only 6, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to try and get people somewhere else working their ass off to try and look for something that's not there. So I'm kind of a little bit disappointed today, to be quite honest with you, because £300 is quite a bit of money to go missing out of your account, especially on something like this, a game, an app. So for any of you guys that have got kids or anything like that, and you allow them to use your iPad or your iPhone or iPod Touch or anything at all like that, learn from my mistakes. Be very careful what you're letting them play. And, you know, if I'd have known that this was directly connected to my iTunes account, I probably would never even have put it on there for them. See, it's not on there for me. I don't play that game. I'm not a big gamer. I specifically bought it for my kids, and had I have known that that's how easy it would have been for them to do that, I would never have done it. So that's my disaster story for today. There's no point in crying about it, I suppose. It's gone. So, you know, all the crying in the world and all the aggravation and getting angry and all the rest of it, it's never going to bring it back. The money coming back into the account is down to one person and one person only, and that's whoever picks up the email on behalf of Apple from iTunes, and even then they don't have to do it. So that's my story, guys. I wasn't really going to make a video today because I was so kind of down about this, but I'll be back making loads of videos tomorrow, that type of thing, and getting back into the swing of things now that I'm feeling a lot better from my back. Okay, so speak to you all later, and don't forget, I know, again, I haven't really put, because of what happened to me last Wednesday, I haven't really put anything up on Tech Planet 30. I haven't done anything on my other blog, iHarrison30.blogspot.com. Twitter, I haven't really been that active on Twitter, so I apologise for all of that, guys, really do. I've just started another YouTube account, which I'll tell you about that on the next video, because this is running far too long. But it's really in connection with my blog, which I talked to you, I did mention in one of the videos one time before, but I was going to kind of do both videos, like tech, non-tech, on this YouTube channel, but then I just decided, you know, it's just probably going to work out much simpler just to have 2 separate channels. So thanks, guys, speak to you all soon, and be careful with your kids going on to iPad, using your iPad and going on to playing games and stuff like that. Okay? Alright guys, speak to you so later. Bye.